And she's closer to the Supreme than she is to the girls. Okay. Well, how far have you gotten?
I am at about 9. Not 9 inches, 9 inches. Episode 10.
Boy parts.
Boy parts. If you know nothing.
What she said? Is this flaccid or is this? Hey, Fangbangers, welcome back to our recap of Coven Season 5, Episode 2, Boy Parts. In this episode, we see the witches of Miss Robichaux's Academy come together to reassemble Kyle, Zoe's boyfriend, after a tragic accident. But the resurrection spell has some unintended consequences. Madison and Zoe's rivalry heats up as they both develop feelings for Kyle, leading to a tense love triangle. Meanwhile, Fiona, the Supreme Witch, continues to scheme and manipulate those around her as she seeks to maintain her power. The episode ends on a shocking cliffhanger that leaves us wondering what will happen next. Now watch as we dive deep into the witchery of Coven. Hell yeah.
Ooh. First of all, let's pay respect to this title, Boy Parts. I thought this was absolutely burlesque. Okay. And I mean that in the most respectful way. I love it. I fell in love with the title. So I'm watching this episode.
Now, did you get what you thought you were going to get?
And a little bit more. Okay,
all right.
Okay, because again, this entire season of American Horror Story is giving me all the witchery that I need. And then it's giving me the comedy. It's giving me all the parts that make me want to just invest and just stay tuned for more. Like, oh, okay, even if it's not a witchy type of season for American Horror Story, I'm going to come back for more because y'all kind of know what y'all doing over here.
Okay.
So when it opens, let's just say this. Could it get more Louisiana?
No.
Right?
No.
You're giving me swamp. You're giving me gator. You're giving me all those things. You're giving me gator hunting. So I'm getting my Louisiana on in the swamp with gators, and then you bring the witchery in. I was not disappointed. We have our Misty Day with her country, Peter. She got all kind of stuff going on. Okay, we necromancing. We trying to save the planet. We don't want to eat the animals and kill them.
Look, what I did not know, I didn't know that, what was it? It was not Beyonce, but her group, Destiny's Child. I didn't know that they took that song that, I can't make the sound, but that came from Stevie Nicks. I didn't know this.
Okay.
I didn't know this. Because I was ready to jam on some on some Destiny's Child, but she started singing.
It was sampled. So we get a little taste of Misty Day right out in the beginning, and I'm like, here we go. We got a tree hugger. We got this person who should be president of PETA and everything, and she is a bad witch, far from average.
Can we say she's like a dichotomy, a walking dichotomy? Like loves the life of whatever, but loves country at the same time, and lives in Louisiana. Like, who does that? Who from Louisiana is a member of PETA? Have you ever met anyone from Louisiana who's a member of PETA? Like, I don't know.
Listen. Let me be very clear. Allow me to elucidate. Come closer.
Okay.
There is not an insect, bug, animal, whatever you want to call it, that we will not put in a sauce piquante, a gumbo, an etouffee, a gravy, a white gravy. You name it. We're going to use it, and we're going to make it good. And you're going to come back for more.
I've had albino alligators, I've had crickets, I've had frogs, I've had, you name it, I've had it.
Right. So I agree with you how dichotomous of Miss Today with her swamp purebred self to have the nerve enough to be basically PETA personified.
Okay. We've got questions and we know you have answers, so make love to our senses in the comments. Drop them down below.
But I will say what surprised me for her is, even though she didn't directly kill them, she's kind of getting by there. I was a little bit surprised. I was a little bit surprised that she murdered these two people, right out in the beginning of this episode. I was like, okay, she's all about life,
They're letting us know where she stands. She's closer to the Supreme than she is to the girls. Okay. Well, how far have you gotten?
I am at about 9. Not 9 inches, 9 inches. Episode 10.
Boy parts.
Boy parts. If you know nothing.
What did she say? Is this flaccid or is this?
I thought this was the most inappropriate thing that you could possibly do. Not only am I going to resurrect this quote-unquote boyfriend of yours, because you literally just met him. Oh, no. When we put them back together, Humpty Dumpty, you're not going to come back how you left. You got some big hands. Huh? Oh, I bet him. Or so you think.
Yeah, that part. Or so you think.
So we got Miss Today and her power of necromancy / resurgence, or whatever way they want to conceptualize her powers. She bringing people back. Okay. And not just people, animals, whatever she decides. And poor Zoe, she is still mourning this poor young frat boy that she just met.
Kyle.
Yes, Kyle.
I think at this point she doesn't know his name, but yeah, Kyle.
Neither. So yeah, she's still mourning because she felt like overall he had a good nature.
Yeah, so, and he did. Like he was very likable. He stood up to his frat brothers, and we talked about this the last time. Like that's a hard thing to do.
Yes. And then which we're not there yet, but later on in the season when we find out Kyle's backstory, it gets even more sad. Like, oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. He was such a well-adjusted human despite everything. Yes. Mm-hmm. Everything that he's been through.
But I did want to like, because I really wanted to talk about Queenie, because speaking of backstories, they did a little bit of Queenie's backstory when she was in the restaurant and someone was trying to get over, and she was just like, look dude, I majored in all the maths, all of them, trigonometry, calculus, physics, you name them, and all I got was A's. And he was like, nah sis, I want this.
Queenie wasn't going.
He stepped over the line.
You in my queendom and you tripping. And I am the manager. So let me tell you one more time. I counted it up. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. You just trying to get more out of me. Okay, so now since you're not listening, let me go ahead and do my voodoo doll thing and get you together right quick with this hot grease.
Put her hand. And I was shocked. First time I saw this, I was shocked. I was like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do this?
Because I don't feel nothing. But he about to feel everything. And that'll show you the next time you try to roll up on me at the chicken shack and tell me that I ain't do my job the way I was supposed to do it. I'm going to show you.
The next scene, all the young witches, they're back in the house, and she and Madison are going back and forth. Queenie said, "Bitch, I'll eat you."
And will. Okay. I absolutely love Queenie's character. Mm-hmm. Like, she is interesting to watch, and what an interesting power to have. A human voodoo doll. Like, I don't feel pain, but I can inflict whatever I want on the person that I want to inflict it on.
Yes.
That's the person you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, she was a joy. She was a joy to watch that entire season.
Her acting was really good. I really enjoyed watching her acting.
Mm-hmm. It felt so her character, especially to me. Like the white people, it was kind of whatever. It's a cultural thing. But hers, like I felt like hers and old girl. God dog, I can't think of her name right now, but Marie Laveau.
Oh yes.
It was like, yeah, give it to me. Give me more. Give me that attitude. Give me all of that. Give me that anger.
I like what the actors did. Mm-hmm. Like they didn't shield anything. They didn't hide from it. It's like, okay, yes, we have this sisterhood developed in this home, but Queenie is different, not just because of her power, but because of what she looks like. Mm-hmm. So I love the fact that they went there and had Marie Laveau actually kind of talk to her like, okay, they'll never really see you as their sister, whatever. But they took it there. She is different. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about it, So I appreciate that they actually had that conversation because it is different.
Very much so.
My girl Fiona, she, at the end of episode 1, we find that she has brought back Delphine Lalaurie. Oh my goodness. And she wants to simply know, how in the world are you still around after 180 years? What is your secret? I have been searching high and low, paying all kinds of money, killing all kinds of people, trying to get this youth. And
get a moment back of no wrinkles.
Yes.
20-something looks and all of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I want it permanently.
Here you are. I want to know what your secret is. So throughout the episodes, she makes it very clear. Oh, I think you're absolute trash. You're a horrible person. You deserve everything that they did to you, or that specifically Marie Laveau did to you. Let me be clear.
Wait a minute. It was that moment when Madame Lalaurie was talking about her backstory. And she was, I truly don't give. No, that's not what it is. Oh, I feel sorry for you. But God, doggy, what did she say? She was talking about eating that fried chicken. I feel so bad for you. But do you want some of this fried chicken? It's good.
Like, there are lots of comical moments throughout this show, and I appreciate it because you have moments that'll scare the absolute crap out of you, and then you're laughing, and then you're crying. It's just a range of emotions that you get from this show. It's just absolutely well written for me. I'm a fan. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's always been, Coven has always been one of my favorites. Not one of, my favorite of American Horror Stories. Mm-hmm.
I have not watched all of them. I would venture to say I will probably be
watching quite a few.
Definitely. I've seen a couple.
Some of them, like a lot of them, start off really weird, but as the season goes along, they weave everything together, and it's always like, did this really happen? Like, who thought of this? Like, these writers are amazing.
Yes, 100%.
Actors too. The actors are really, really great.
Speaking of acting, terrible acting
from
not Madison, Zoe.
Yeah,
and not terrible acting like within the show. I mean, her cracking under pressure when the police come. And thank God for Fiona Supreme, because I mean, she starts singing like a canary, and no one has even asked you anything for real. No one's even asked you anything. It was 3:00 on Sunday, and it was 7 of us, and we did this, and we did this, and we did that. No, all he said was,
she definitely could not be online.
No. All he said was good afternoon, And you gave
Everything. Shit he wasn't even asking for.
And Fiona comes in like the bad witch that she is and cleans it up.
It was that moment she spit in the cup and made him drink it.
But the other one tried to resist.
Speaking of, I didn't realize all these years I watched it. It was like this time that I watched it that I realized I know him. Went to school with him at LSU.
Wow. Small world.
His whole body was shivering.
He tried. I'll give him that. Yeah, he put up a fight. Unlike the other guy, he's like, nope. Right away. Whatever you need. That's what we doing. But Zoe completely cracks under pressure. And what I thought was funny, and I wrote it down in my notes with the quotes, and Zoe was like, oh, there's so much pressure. Da, da, da. Fiona tells her, I couldn't toast a piece of bread with the amount of heat he was putting on you.
Like he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing.
Nothing. You just weak.
She's quick with it, ain't she?
She quip after quip after quip. Like I could just rely on her to just, I mean, look, be like this. What's she gonna say next? Give me more.
Right. I bet they had some black writers up in there.
Hey, black writers, Asian writers, Hispanic writers, doesn't matter. Jessica Lange delivered.
She always?
She has a way about herself. Yes, absolutely.
And you know what? And this is what I did over the weekend. I went and not to cross what we're covering, but with Feud, I went back and I was just like, okay, well, let me go watch this Feud. I had already seen it. I'd forgotten that I had seen it. But yes, it was amazing. Season 1, amazing. There was never an episode that left me saying,
Madam Supreme Fiona, the only thing you need to fear is me.
The only thing in this world you need to fear is me.
That's a bad witch.
Yes.
That's a bad witch.
Yes. Yes. And she knows that she's losing her power. She knows she's losing her power.
Oh, she holding on.
She is.
But in this episode, the girl Madison, the superstar and all this other stuff, she's the reason why we have boy parts all together. She's the one that comes up with the bright idea to go to the morgue.
How you just leave a spell like that lying around? That's my question. Cordelia is trash. She is trash.
Garbage.
Okay. I need her to do better.
I think I like Cordelia more once she lost her sight.
Yeah, get deep into it.
I'm sorry.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just like when you said that, I completely forgot that happened.
Yeah, I started to like her a little bit more. But oh my goodness, little Frankenstein. And Madison ain't worth a dime in Chinese money. Let me say that. She not. At the minute she thought they was about to get caught, she bailed.
Left her.
Like,
didn't text, just left. That's when you know you cannot trust somebody like that. She's all about self. So, as you were saying, they go together and they attempt to put old boy back together, and they reassemble him with other parts that they thought would be much more appealing. And of course, Zoe was okay with it. She didn't have a problem.
Okay, Lisa. You have all these morals. You're cracked under pressure in front of the police and all of this stuff. But you okay with putting another man's Johnson on your boyfriend and putting all these parts together that don't go together to bring them back? We're going to keep the head, though. We're going to keep that. Oh, but this part could be a little more enhanced. We're going to get that over there. No.
I loved it.
It made for good TV.
But sure. You know what? All the bad I'm starting to sound like Erica. All the bad characters are the ones that I like.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I typically like the good characters, but in this one, I don't like Zoe. I don't. Even though technically Queenie is good, she got something to her. She got some grit. She got some roughness. Yeah. I'm about that.
Fiona is my favorite. She is, and I mean, and perhaps maybe I'm a little thrown off too because I like the villains too. Fiona, that's my girl. I was a Lestat fan, like you know that. So
I like some good Louis, baby. Some good Louis.
Like Louis. I don't like watching Louis, but
okay, yes, I agree. Louis as a character is a snooze fest. But yes, I liked looking at Louis.
He's nice to watch. You know,
to say he was a vampire, he had too many issues. Why go kill that person over there and get it over with? Have sex all night long. That's all you gotta do. Kill somebody and go have sex.
For an eternity. Another thing that I thought was funny with Fiona and Delphine, I refuse to put Madam in front of it. I'm sorry. Major respect to Kathy Bates, but this character, I just do not like her character. Oh my goodness, she just turns my stomach. But she, Marie Laveau has cursed Delphine, and she offers her condolences. I'm like, she is just so backhanded and hilarious. Like, you just have to watch it unfold on the camera to just truly appreciate all the clips. It's so funny.
I think you said it for some reason. You saying what you just said reminded me of something you said maybe about 10 minutes ago. If you did just 10% of the things they said you did, ooh, you just evil.
You deserve whatever you did to you. Let me be clear, but I still don't need this secret to how you still alive after all this time and not looking 180.
And Kathy Bay says, "Is you a witch?"
Oh my God.
Then later Fiona says, "I still might kill you though."
Because you get on nerves. I don't know.
What kind of conversation is this? What kind of conversation is this? Like, it's just matter of fact. Just matter of fact.
Speaking of conversations, we would be remiss if we did not go over the banter between Fiona and Marie Laveau.
Let's do it.
Oh my goodness. Just to see it, you have these two different perspectives, these two different ideologies. Oh my goodness, just an axiom in a bowl. You have this voodoo woman of New Orleans, powerful, amazing, poised. You have this entitled white woman from New Orleans, well-to-do with slaves and completely just brutal and all of these things that happened in the past. And then you put Fiona, who is this bad witch, just, excuse my language, unfuckwittable, one word, and you put her in front of Marie Laveau in modern time. So Fiona goes into this hair salon, sought out Marie Laveau, and they have this banter while Marie Laveau pretends to do her hair. Oh my goodness. She wants her secret for youth. Like, how the hell are you still looking so good? I want to know. I need me some of that. But I'm also going to come in here with this privileged attitude and be condescending to you, although I want something from you. Oh, it's so familiar.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did she come in with that condescending attitude because Marie Laveau is her, I don't know, her foe, or does she really believe it? In other words, was she just, falling into the trap that was laid? She knew what it was, and so she followed it, or was that what she actually believes? And the reason I ask that is because in that same episode, we're led to believe that she's not racist.
I feel like it's less of the latter, because they're sworn, and in which they mentioned it, because there was a truce or a treaty put in place that we find out about later. So I feel like it's less about her being racist or what have you, and more about you're my sworn enemy. So I know this is going to push your buttons, and because of just taking race completely out of the conversation, because this is Fiona, I know what's a hot button topic for you, and I'm very, very skilled in that way. So I know if I say X, Y, and Z, it's going to get you off your square. It's going to upset you, which could go either way because you still want something from her, Fiona. But at this point, I've never run from a fight. I love a good verbal sparring. So because I know this is going to ruffle your feathers, I'm going to say all the things that I know is going to get a rise out of you. But it was still interesting to see the kind of ping pong verbal exchange.
It was back and forth. It was like, what you gonna say? What you gonna say? Oh, and it was just it was just beautiful.
And you have these two amazing actresses displaying this for us. So, I mean, we get to lap it up. You got Angela Bassett. You got Jessica Lange. Hey, you can't go wrong. It was so beautiful. And she had Mr. B. She's still styling her hair. Saying, hey.
She said no more spray.
Still styling her hair. And then the customer's always, hold on, So you got all of this going on. Hadn't missed a beat. Okay? You got Madame Marie Laveau, like, hey, anything you got from us. You were doing X, Y, and Z before we got to it. And I'm like, ooh, it was just amazing. I want to go back and watch that again. I wish we had the clip and just insert it right here.
You got from us. Did you, voodoo slave girl who graced us with her black magic? She couldn't tell a love potion from a recipe for chocolate chip cookies if she had to read it. You made her a slave. Before that, she came from a great tribe, the Arawak. She learned the secrets of the other side from a 2,000-year-old line of shamans, necromancy. She gave it to your girls of Satan. A gift repaid with betrayal. Please, you want to tell me that some illiterate voodoo slave girl gave me my crown?
Well, maybe you haven't heard the news about civilization starting in Africa. We're more than just pins and dolls and seeing the future in chicken parts. You've been reading too many tourist guides.
Speaking of tourist guides, no more spray. I have been.
Just even 10 seconds of it. Just pop that clip in there. Like, oh my goodness, it was so good.
It was.
Y'all, if you haven't seen it,
you got to.
You have absolutely got to see it. It was something amazing to see. Shout out to both of those amazing women because,
yes. Do you know that Jessica Lange won an Emmy for her portrayal in that season?
Really?
She won an Emmy.
Okay.
She did.
It would be amazing if Angela Bassett had gotten the same.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll say it again if I didn't say it on camera or maybe off. I felt as though I was really watching Marie Laveau. It was just that believable. It was so believable.
She poured herself into that character. I mean, she pours herself into every character I've ever seen her in.
This one,
but this one was
hit home, literally. Shout out to Louisiana. This one hit home. Like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It was her anger, her visible anger, her restrained visible anger.
Oh, Nan. I was looking at my notes. Nan, our clairvoyant witch, she lets Delphine go. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. So at this point, Delphine hadn't been out in the world in like 180 years. And she just lets her go.
Smelling like shit and piss. Had 3 babies.
Smelling like Bourbon Street after Mardi Gras. And that's enough right there. So I'm like, oh, nothing good can come of this. Because you still think people work for you.
What did they say? It's too many voices. It's too loud. It's too many voices.
Yes, just go. Just go.
She said, you think too loud.
Right. Which is, you know, it says something about Nan's power. It's like, okay, not only can you kind of have the power of premonition, you can hear people's thoughts, much like our Sookie from True Blood. You can hear people's thoughts. I would not want to be able to do that. That has to be crazy. So it's like she's just thinking, and you can hear it very, very clearly. I just can't take it anymore. Just get out.
Yeah. And so she knew who she was. She had to have known who she was. Had to. I wonder if she can hear Fiona's thoughts.
That's a good question. I don't know if she can hear Fiona's thoughts because my goodness. Or being a Supreme, do you have the ability to shield certain things?
I would hope. Because I mean, you would think that Nan's powers are not unique, you know?
One of the last points from this episode, Cordelia, Fiona's only daughter, only child, desperately wants to procreate. And we see a lot of witchery with her trying every single thing possible to have a baby. And that scene kind of got a little weird for me with everything that was happening with the spell that she cast trying to get pregnant.
And the snakes and the egg and and having sex with her husband. And, I was here for it.
It was weird.
It was weird, but I was here for it.
I didn't say I turned away. But it was just a lot. It was just like, woo. This is a little bit more black magic than I can handle, but I'm gonna watch.
So clearly she's not afraid of black magic. She's clearly not afraid of it. She plays a role like she is, but she's clearly not afraid.
And I like what you say, plays a role. Because the minute Cordelia gets faced with something that was a bit too much for her to handle, she don't mind staging a coup or whatever she gotta do. That comes later. You know?
You're deep into it. Look at you. You really like this. That's
I
what's up.
I love this.
That's what's up.
I love this. This should have just been a show by itself. Season 1, season 2, season 3 of Coven. You know, American Horror Story, like, hey, come on, help us out here.
You know, it's always possible. They can, you know what I'm saying? It's always possible.
Look, amazing writing, amazing acting. I would love to see Coven as a standalone show. I would. And I thought it was 12, but I think 13 episodes just leave me wanting more. We need to spin that into another season.
You know, as I'm thinking about it, Mayfair Witches needs to take some pointers.
Pointers? They need to quit. And
they're coming out with another season.
And leave our dear Anne Rice to her books. Everything. I'm feeling like Capote. It's better as a book.
But how is it possible that its ratings were always higher than Interview with the Vampire?
I
don't give a damn.
I can say a few more words. I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want us to be canceled. But
it's like right now, man. What you thinking?
You heard everything I said, and I didn't open my mouth. Shoot. Some things are better as a book. That's another conversation for another day. That's a whole other podcast. But needless to say, yes, Coven. Great season for American Horror Story. We need it as a standalone. Oh my.
Okay.
So yes, I'm in love. I feel like I'm gonna probably watch this forever and ever and ever again for years to come. Very, very pleased, excited. Only episode 2, guys. There's more. We're coming back. We got more commentary. You know we do.
All right. Until next time, Fame Bangers. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Y'all have a good one.